Hello, it's me, the Nutty Professor, and I suppose news is not, the whole good and bad thing, but made it to day 96, and then huge binge, 2 days straight, like one night, so it was, and I don't go into details here, obviously, but, I try to write about those, but right now I haven't even been doing any writing, so right now I'm home safe with the kids. So we've got one of the babies there, and Agita's there. Now, the excursions began. When was it? Kind of lost track of time now. Today is Wednesday or Thursday. Began Monday night or Monday day, and then all night. And then Tuesday I made it back to the kids and I rested with the kids, fed them. I did all of that stuff. And then yesterday, just couldn't stop. Now it's opening the door. Even if the pull shifts a hair's length in the balance, everything gets fucked up. And I think that's what happened. So yesterday I just went partying again. Long story, and I don't talk about the details here, but made it back, after with a lot of effort. Got back home, and kids were very relieved. They had food and water and stuff, but they knew something was, and litter boxes, but they knew something. And I put babies in their room just to be on the safe side. So, but I suppose it could have been worse. I could have been out all night when I got back by 1 a.m., which is, And then I took quite a few weed gummies through as a control burn. And that kind of forced me to get some rest, but, And as I told my friend, for quite some time, after I took the weed gummies, I could actually pretty much hear my ego talking to me. Ego and superego. So anyway, but it's kind of lecturing me for quite some time, pretty much all night. But you know what? Pull is still very strong today, so it's not over. And as strong as my kids are as pushers, as strong as the podcasts are, as strong as my friends are, the other thing right now is winning by a hair. And the other thing, and it's going further, that's the other news, further and further into shadow, just exploration, and different aspects of shadow. So I don't know what to do. And it looks like might continue today. So I don't know what to do. Anyway, I'm going to just tape some footage and see if I can put it together at some time if I manage to come out of this. I hope I do. For the kids and my friends who are very, very upset. I've been wondering, is there it's progressed. Remember how it was the personification of it was a werewolf and then it became a dragon? It's something more compulsive and more dangerous than a dragon. Not sure what that creature is. Anyway, it's been unleashed. What to do? Anyway, bye for now. Well, guess what? It looks like I'm going weaseling again tonight. So at least I'm not doing it all 3 days of binging at once. I've been getting a night's sleep in between. So this will be the third big binge in 3 days, but I did have 2 nights sleep, So, which in underworld, in party circles is considered pretty mild, but then, there is also my age to consider. So anyway, but I'm eating, sort of, very regularly. But when I can, when I'm sober like now, and I've been resting all day, I can eat. So I better eat and get my medication now, my diabetes medication, and then I kind of ended up arranging something probably in this area, so I won't be too far from the kids. I spent all day, all night, and the day with the kids, and they know something's up. They know something's not good, but they've been being their wonderful selves. But at this point, I'm just so deep in. And like I said, the problem is that if the polls gain precedence by even a hair, and the balance shifted, it was for a long time, for many many weeks now. It was the balance was by a hair in favor of the pushes. But when that hair snapped, there's still a hair's difference, but it's on the pull side, And once it shifts to the pull side, very hard to return. And I can't even do casino return binges now, or casino, controlled binges. The only controlled binge I did last night was it took a lot of weed gummies to help me get to sleep, and they didn't really help. They kind of put me in a different space. So today I was just like, I fought it, and then I was like, fuck it, And so it's one of those, I gotta promise the kids that, I'll try to stay safe, and it'll be in this area, so I won't be too far away, and I'm going to eat and take my medication, and I'm going to try to limit it to one night. But then, how do I, it's like tomorrow. What happens, Stay tuned. Trials and Tribulations of a Nutty Professor, forays into the underworld, the land of unspeakable horrors and unimaginable delights. Well, here comes my veggie burger. Bye for now. Hello, everybody. It's me, Nutty Professor. I'm not going to count the days because I've been on a binge, and today's actually will be, if I make it, day one. But so I fell, or I relapsed, or I excursioned, or whatever you want to call it, about 4 days ago. And the problem with falling, I made 95 or 96 days, and people that I encountered during my underground adventures said, you made 95 days, what's the big deal? Every 3 months you go on a little binge, you party a bit. But the problem with that is that when I party, when I binge, I can't stop. It's not like I go out, go to a bar, have a few drinks or whatever, and then go home or go somewhere and do something else, and then go home. I just can't stop. I go home just to feed the kids, to rest a little bit, and then come back out. And it's been going on for 3 days, 4 days. The 3 binges over 4 days. I got one day of rest in between. And last night was all night. It was an all-nighter, but I got some sleep in the morning, and I was at a hotel here in Mississauga. So I got some sleep at night, and I don't know. I'm at my wit's end. I don't know what to do. But on the other hand, I know that I have to change something. Now, my friend out of province is very worried. And she was like, you should try rehab because, you're not doing this on your own. And I'm like, I've said this before. I do it on my own or I don't do it. So I cannot go into a social setting and do the steps or whatever it is. I've come up with my own steps. They work for 95, or my own model, my own approach. It works for 95 days, and then it falls. And then so now I have to work on something else. And I don't think I'm going to count days anymore. The day counting thing is too much like 12 steps, and it became too much of a focus, and I don't think it helped. So this time, I'm just going to podcast maybe every week. I'm not sure what kind of podcasts I'm going to do. They may change a little bit. I may show eating out and all the things, all the pushes. Show the kids, of course. But and I have so few viewers, it doesn't really matter. But I will talk about my approach to what I'm coming up with, how it's going. It's still going to be about the addiction. But and I've met people, like I said, I've met people who don't think it's an addiction. They actually say if it's every 3 months, then it's not really an addiction. But to me, it is because I don't want to, and when I start, I can't stop. And and what happens to me, and I haven't talked about this in podcasts because it's kind of personal and it's dealing with other people who are involved. So I do write about it. I have been writing about it in journal entries and in manuscripts, but I need to write about that more, and I want to eventually publish that. That's one of the reasons that I cannot stay in the underworld. I have to return to the underworld because I have kids to look after, I have friends, I have podcasts, and I have stories to publish. It's going to be a bit of a hassle. The stories, some of them are already written, manuscripts are written, but they need to be edited and they have to be find a publisher. It's just such a pain in the butt that I gave up on it. So I have things I have to do, and in the meanwhile, just the usual, the kids, the movies, the eating out, all of that stuff. And it's going to be the toughest battle of my life because this is not even day one yet. It's going to be day one, like now. It's starting day one. So it began, I think, Monday or Tuesday, and it went every day except for one day off. And it's just too much. I cannot stop. Once I start, and it was really hard for me to stop even today. It was like I had an opportunity to go somewhere else and do some other stuff, and with a lot of difficulty, I managed to back out. And there was sort of a shift today. Again, I can't talk about the people that I party with because other people are involved, and there's things that I can write about, but I can't really discuss publicly in podcasts. So those things I need to write about, and I need to go home, and I need to stay in with the kids, and I need to write, and hopefully my contractor will be working on the house. I'm going to have to push him. I really need to get out there, to get that house sold, get another house in the town, and have a bit of a fresh start. So we're going to push on that. And in the meanwhile, it's day by day, but I'm not going to count the days the way I was. And it's going to be minute by minute. It has been. So it's the toughest thing, and as I said, some of the people that I've met, actually most of them, over the last 6 years, have been remarkable people. I mean, I call us dusty dumpster rodent weasels. That was a term made up by a person that I met. I use the term affectionately. I see myself as a feral cat or, trying to become domesticated. But the whole thing with, I've said this in previous podcasts. I saw a couple from 2-3 years ago where I said that non-turning back strugglers, in the terms I was using then, are remarkable people. To do this every day, to be a daily user, and to go for years like that it's unbelievable how strong a person has to be and what a person has to do. So and I kind of see what people say when they say, "Oh, you're not one of us." Remember way back, somebody said, "You're not really an addict. You're not really a junkie. You're a tourist." But somebody else said, "You've been given a passport. You're not a tourist anymore." And I have to return that passport because I'm not really a tourist, even though it's every 3 months. The battles, you've seen this. My few viewers have seen the battles, the struggle to keep it to not to make it 95 days. So anyway, I'm not at my best right now because I'm tired and and I just want to get home to the kids. I want to eat something which I haven't eaten in a while. All of that stuff, and everything's thrown off. Food is thrown off. Sleep is thrown off. So and I will write. It's the only way. I wrote that in my journal entries or somewhere or to someone a couple of days ago. The only way out of this now is writing, and so we'll see how it goes. But wish me luck, and it's not possible, I think, to be to I can't. Hello, everybody. I just got back. I let the babies out of the room. Kids, things aren't good. Well, good or bad. I mean, they're good in that I'm still here. I'm back. We've got shelter. We've got food. But Daddy has got this thing, this dragon, worse than dragon that Daddy has to deal with. And I love you guys more than anything in the universe. You know that. But it's not enough. When the pulls outweigh the pushes, even by a hair, then everything just goes to shit. And it happened after 95 days. And I've been coming back. I've been keeping an eye on you. I've been feeding you. I've been spent a night. And then last night that I spent here, I did 12 gummy things, weed gummies, which didn't help, Well, it was sort of a controlled burn. It was my version of a controlled burn on this return rather than the casinos. But I think I said this in previous footage, which I may include, but I heard my superego, my ego, lecturing me, but didn't stop me from the lecture from my rational psyche. Didn't stop me. I just went, whatever I was dealing with is more primordial than being told by your superego or ego to stop what you're doing because you're in a lot of danger and you've got kids and all of that stuff. And it was actually a very articulate voice. It was, and it went on like all night. I kind of rested through it, but I had to listen to this. And the one thing it said that I wrote down, the only thing I really remember of it is, if you let go of it, it will let go of you. And I've been wondering about that, it as in id, or it as in something else, something that has me in its grip. But if I let go of it, it will let go of me. So, but easier, and this is advice coming from my psyche, but easier said than done. So I did binge again a couple of days ago, and then rested a bit, and I had the sleep here with the superego lecturing me. And then yesterday I went again, and it was a night by the time I actually left. So I spent the day with the kids at least, and I fed them and I did all of that. But I went out, and I don't want to talk about the details because again they're personal. There's a dual aspect to the addiction that I don't really discuss in podcasts. But I have mentioned that I party with people, and that makes it a little complicated, and I don't want to, reveal anything about, the others. But I have said in previous podcasts that the people I encounter, the non-turning back strugglers, the people who are daily users, it's a very tough life. Do that every day. I mean, I did it 3 days in a row, and I'm I don't know how people survive every day. It's really, really tough, and people go for years like that. So I'm doing all I can not to turn into a daily user, and I've also said that part of the problem has been, that have access to funds. Not a lot. It's finite, not infinite, but and it will go very quickly if I turn into a daily user. But you know, it doesn't. I don't have to steal or deal or whatever to go on a binge. And I spend a lot of money, but I sort of have it. So not have it, but I can arrange. I don't have to go rob a gas station. I can just juggle bank accounts. But it's getting very expensive, and it's getting very dangerous because I'm mixing substances. And the journeys are getting deeper into shadow. They have been. So I have no choice. I have to stop, but the pull has been so strong. I managed, as I said in the car, I managed to leave when I had the opportunity to go somewhere else. So I managed to finish the encounter, the stuff from last night, and I had a chance to get more, or and to go somewhere else, and I didn't take it. So I was like, I drew the line. And something happened also last night. It was a shift in the energy, which again I won't talk about because I'll have to write about this stuff. I have to write because these stories are they're stories I think worth telling, and I don't think anyone has really written objectively about the drug underworld since William S. Burroughs. So it's a bit of, and I have a lot of rough manuscripts. I just need to get them edited. I need an editor. I need to put a little effort into finding a publisher. It's just such a hassle, So, and as I've told the kids, I love them more than anything in the world. They are the main reason that I come back. But even with them, as my main pushes, it's so hard when the pulls start. And last 3 days, it was just, and people have said, oh, you do it every 3 months, what's the big deal? But, it's, once it starts, it's very hard to stop. It's like 3 days and nights. So I'm home now, and I don't even want to. I've got to change something. As I said, my friend in the other province said, something about not trying harder, but trying different. But I don't know what to change. So I might change the. I've got the return metaphor, I've got patap, I've got the steps, I've got the rechanneling, I've got the pushes and pulls, and I got the the kids, the main pushes, the kids and my friends, and then the podcasts and the house and the wanting to publish my work eventually and all of that stuff. So I got the pushes against the pulls, but the pulls are just getting stronger and stronger when they come, because each time I go further into shadow. So the next time the pulls come, they're almost unbearable. And I made it for 95 days, but that too, if you've been watching the podcast, you'll know that it's been really tough, particularly the last 3 weeks or so. After 10 weeks, it's just been daily. So I don't know what to do. I'm going to have to change something. I'm not sure what, but I cannot go on that way. My friend has suggested rehab, but I really no, it's not I think my path. So I'm going to have to do it on my own, which makes it that much harder. I'm going to do it on my own, but I'm going to have to change something, and I don't know what. I don't know how. I don't know what to do, but I will figure something out. For now, it's just day by day. The goal right now is to make it today clear. It'll be day one, So I guess it's day one because the binge ended late last night, early this morning. So, and then by the time I rested, and I was I had a hotel room, so the people I was partying with left, and then I came down and I napped, and I had a chance to go elsewhere, and I had a hotel room that I could have extended and got other stuff. But again, it's very hard to talk about this without giving details. And I need to write about it. I might even talk a little bit more. I'll have to see what I'm willing to reveal in podcasts, because I really do think that the experiences that I've had are worth sharing for people in the world, in the underworld, and in the ordinary world, because they're the as I said, you know what? I'm having trouble talking. It's just been so rough the last 3 days, so rough. But I'm back. I'm back to the ordinary world. I'm safe with the kids, and I'll keep you posted. And I'm just gonna. I haven't eaten because, you know, I was on the binge. I had a Harvey's veggie burger last night, so I gotta feed the kids. I fed them last night before I went out, and I left the babies in their room. So I was gone all night, but they're okay, and they know something is very, very, very wrong. They know this, but we've been through this before, and I'm going to do this. Oh, kids, I don't know what to do, but I'm going to do something. I'm going to do something. I don't know what I'm going to do, but I'm going to do something. So anyway, here we are, the four of us. We're seeing, and you know, we've got a place. I've got my kids. Somebody I met on the beach said, "Well, it's because you live alone and you're lonely, and the people that he sees, you know, addictions. They're usually," and I'm like, yes, but that's sort of my choice. I kind of picked the solitary life, and I do have my friends. I have my kids. You know, I have my family. They're very, very important to me. So, and then I have my friends, which are you know, almost equally important, even though you know, I don't see them all that often, but I do. You know, I'm in touch with them. So, but the strongest pushes, my kids and my friends, my civilian friends, weren't enough to keep the binge from when it happened. It happened. Now, it was quite a journey I was taken on, a very, very interesting journey, you know. And again, I don't want to talk about it. I will write about it, and eventually I must publish some of these stories. And I've already got manuscripts, Party Soft Friendly and all the others. So I don't know what to do, guys. You know, if anyone has any, and you know, people who say rehab, I've thought about it. When things get to the state, I think about rehab, but that whole thing of no, that's not the world that I want to return to. I mean, you know, that's that world of you know, medical model, you know, steps and 12 steps and you know, all of that stuff and relating to people. I don't want to do that. In you know, that is not my thing. The first time somebody says it's time for your group session, you know, I'm going, fuck off, you know, it's not going to work. It's just not going to work. So I either make it on my own or I die. You know, that's kind of where we are now. So, and I can't die because I got the kids, you know, I got 3 kids, and my 5 friends will be quite upset, you know. So, and my parents too, but my parents are very old and they're not here. So that's a different thing. That's and part of the issue was when my parents left, and you know, kind of didn't have the responsibility of looking after them anymore. So that kind of opened. I did make 19.5 months during the pandemic, and then last year, a year ago, just about a year ago, I opened the door again, the relapse, and then that was just. It's every 3 months. It's not every day. Every 3 months, but when they come, they're getting worse, and then they go longer. They go 3 days in a row with short rest periods. And at my age, I can't do this anymore. Just can't do it. And my nose is all fucked up, and and I'm looking for some reason. I think people know what I mean. So I am just going to. I'm just going to sit here and try to figure out what "if you let it go, it will let go of you" means. Came from my psyche, and I'm just going to look after the kids and get something to eat. I haven't eaten, so I don't know. I might go out, get something to eat, just be with the kids, and I'm going to call my contractor and tell him to move on the house as quickly as he can because I need something major, and I need a change of scenery, a change of environment, and looking for the house is going to be a major thing. So, but right now the thing is to make it today, because yesterday I didn't make it. Yesterday I did not make it. So today I think I'll make it because I had the chance and I didn't. And I'm back with the kids. And I know that this cannot go on. That if this goes on, I will, at my age, I'm not going to make it. So and that's not an option. So do something. We'll figure something out. Bye for now. But I'm going to edit and post. So from very worried 3 kids, babies and Agita, and a beyond struggling, beyond struggling nutty professor. And maybe that's what I need to do. I need to go beyond the struggle, kind of like William S. Burroughs said, rather than, semi-Buddhist philosophy, that rather than say no to it, to the cravings, rather than battle it, you have to kind of go through it. And that's easier said than done. But right now I'm satiated. So and the dragon has become something else. I don't know what it is, but it's worse than a dragon. So it's something, or I don't know, worse. Again, I don't want to be judgmental in this. It's worse from some perspectives. So anyway, from the nutty professor, here we are again. This is not news. We've been here before. So here we are again. But made it 95 days, and people have told me that that's quite an achievement. Some people can't make it 2 days or 3 days. So I made it 95 days, but the binges are getting worse because I can't stop, and the substances are expanding. So it's not good. Bye for now. I'm not going to say day 1 clear because it's not clear yet, and I don't know if I'm going to count from now on. I've got to change something. I'm not sure what, but we'll figure something out. Bye for now.